Welcome back to Simply Shemane. I'm your host, Shemane Nugent, and I am so excited for today's show. We've got some amazing guests, and we've got a fun game at the end, so stick around. But I want to tell you about our guest today. Major General Paul Vallely is a retired general of the U.S. Army and chairman of Stand Up America U.S. Foundation. A lot of great information. He actually had COVID and was in the hospital for a week. So stick around and watch the interview. And also Beth Van Duyne. Beth is a professional businesswoman, former elected official, mom, and current candidate for the Texas 24 Congressional seat. So we're going to talk to Beth. And again, we're going to have some fun games. You are not going to want to miss it because it's really important to me when I wanted to do this show. I wanted to bring you some current events, some healthy lifestyle issues to help you stay healthy and happy, but always end this show with something to make you smile. And we're going to do just that. Before we get into today's show, I want to tell you about Patriot Mobile. Now, I don't know about you, but when I started making adulting decisions like investments, I remember going to my financial planners and saying, I want to invest in companies that are aligned with my morals and values. And, there's a lot of opportunities for you to do just that, and you might not even know it. Patriot Mobile is the only Christian conservative wireless network that's out there. And if you don't already know this, check it out. If you've got AT&T or Verizon, go research, do your own research and find out what organizations they support, like Planned Parenthood. Is that aligned with your morals and values? So it's important for me to support businesses like Patriot Mobile, and I encourage you to do the same. And now here's the good news about Patriot Mobile. Before they became a sponsor on the show, I said, I got to try it out first. And I got a phone, and it was absolutely easy as pie. No, because pie is really hard to make. It was easier than pie to make that switch. Give them a call. And their customer service has just been ranked #1. They've got some specials going on right now. You're not going to want to miss out. Now is the time. Now more than ever, Patriot Mobile needs your support. And I would love it for you to go to patriotmobile.com/Shemane. All right, stick around. We'll be right back.
Simply Shemane is powered by Patriot Mobile, America's only Christian conservative wireless service provider.
Major General Paul Vallely is a retired general of the U.S. Army and chairman of Stand Up America U.S. Foundation. General, thank you so much for being here.
Okay, Shemane, glad to be back with you again. My pleasure.
I've got to ask you, you had COVID. How are you feeling?
Well, I did. I think I may have got it on a trip, but I'm not sure. It's hard to trace it back, but I was in a COVID ward for 7 days, and that was horrible. That was the worst part of it, being isolated in that ward. But I lost my taste. You just felt like you had the bad flu, and it continued. And the end of it was just like a lingering effect of fatigue. And so I'm over that now and I'm back to full health, I think.
Well, did you have to be put on a ventilator, or why did you choose to go into the hospital?
Well, when I went up to get tested after I had a cough, I went up to get tested. I tested positive, and that's when they then admitted me to the hospital in the COVID ward.
Do you think, looking back, that was the right thing to do, or do you think you could have recovered at home?
Well, it's I've had the flu, as many of us have had for over the years, but I had in my lungs the x-rays they took, and I think that was the main reason, because it showed up in the upper part of my lungs, and they didn't want that to spread, so they put me on some medicines right away, and I ended up on Remdesivir, and I was on that for 5 days, I think, and then a couple of days after I left the hospital, But no, I mean, you feel so bad. You don't want to have your lungs fill up and then all of a sudden something happens, especially at my age.
Yeah. Well, Paul, I'm glad you're doing better, first of all.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I like your hat.
Thank you.
Tell me what is going on and why are the Democrats so pressed to get President Trump out of office, especially before the election?
Well, because they want power. They want power back. They want to change America forever with their liberal socialist, communist ambitions to change this country to that kind of a different government. And Obama said it, you remember, change. We want change in America. But they're dead set on doing everything they can when Trump wins to challenge that in November. And there is another coup going on, and it's a high-tech coup that's going to challenge not only the media, but the turn of events, even in the voting patterns. And so that's all out there now. This is a war. It's a war against our Constitution. We have many people that should be actually held liable for sedition and treason. And that's why we're waiting for AG Barr and Durham to come out with some indictments. But this is a full court press war against our president, against our system, against our Constitution.
This morning I woke up and I said a prayer that we get that report before the election. It's really going to buoy a lot of spirits. We need to see some arrests and we need to see what's going on because, you know, this is a great awakening. A lot of people are waking up, thankfully, because we have become the silent majority. But if we don't wake up to really what's going on and we don't get some of the people to recognize what the Democrats are doing, that life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are going to be replaced by quarantine, masks, and vaccines.
Well, I think what's happening is that as we uncover the motivations of the Socialist Democrats, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, all tied together in some form or fashion, but they do have a plan. But I can tell you, President Trump and his team have a plan also. And so they know what's going on. It's a matter of how you counter that. And the best thing the president's doing now is getting out and seeing people across the country. But I wrote an article, Shemane, the sleeping majority is awakening. That broad across America, outside of a few places, even in California, there's an awakening going on. So it's happening, and it's in Trump's favor, I think. I believe that.
Do you think that, you know, it's almost like the Democrats are trying to predict or prepare us for their plan? Like, oh, he's not going to leave office. But as you said, the president has a plan too. You can't share that with us, can you?
Well, I mean, their plan is now grassroots organizations working out there. They do have a game plan. I've been to that office at the White House called the Political Affairs Office, and it's interesting. They do it by counties, not by states, and so that's their ground game. And that's why when they conduct these now called what they call protest demonstrations, not rallies anymore. So that flipped the Democrats. They didn't know how to handle that. Yeah, peaceful demonstration. I love it. That's a good psychology on their part. But no, whatever happens, we're heading towards a full civil war in this country. The question is whether the president, how he acts upon the election results, and if we actually use the Insurrectionists Act to put down any insurrections around the country, because we know they're going to be there. They're going to exist. So do we use federal forces or we don't under the Insurrectionists Act? That's a good question that we'll have to keep in the back of our minds.
You said it, and I hope and pray that this country isn't going in that direction of a civil war. It scares me, but I know that, in the end, God wins, and that's what we all have to. We have to have faith in that. And I pray every day for people like you who are voicing your opinions, and I get your emails and newsletters, and everybody's got it. We're going to connect the link below, and everybody's got to subscribe to your emails because you are on the front lines. You're providing so many people with such great information. So thank you for that. And thank you for getting healthy and keeping America great.
Thank you, Shemane. Hope we can do this again more often as we near the election.
We have to. All right, Paul, stay safe and stay healthy.
Okay, thank you very much.
Stick around. We'll be right back.
We are living in a time of uncertainty, a time when so many things feel outside of our control. Many Americans are concerned about what this means for their future and for their retirement. At Senior Care of Michigan, we believe strongly in helping people take control of their financial future through proper planning and risk management. Let us help you achieve the retirement that you deserve. To schedule a free consultation, call our office or visit us online today.
Beth Van Duyne is a professional businesswoman, a former elected official, mom, that's the most important thing, current candidate for the Texas 24 congressional seat. She's a member of the Trump administration, appointed regional administrator of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. And prior to her appointment, Van Duyne was the first female mayor of the city of Irving, Texas. Beth, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
I'm so excited, and I love everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
You're standing up for our rights. You're standing up for law enforcement. You're a mom. And I think that's really, let me ask you, is that what motivates you to do what you do?
Yeah, that's how I got started in politics to begin with. My daughter had several surgeries on her eye the first year she was born. And we used to go to a park and she would cover up her eye because she was sensitive to the sun. And so I went to our parks board and I asked if we could get some shade, and I asked again, and before I knew it, I became the chairman of our parks committee, and we built that park. And I think once you do something in the community, people recognize that, and that kind of led me to running for city council.
Now, what other businesses were you involved in?
So my background is in marketing and communication.
So that works out well.
Yes. I've worked for Fortune 500 companies. I've consulted and worked for international companies as well. And so I understand, the private sector side and the importance of making sure that we get people back to work and having a positive business environment and what that means. And, when I first became mayor, one of the first things I did was I created an economic development advisory council. So I got some of the business leaders within our city on a panel, and every quarter we met, and I asked them to help me understand what was happening in the business community, but also help me bring some of their businesses to the city. And it was phenomenal.
Great idea.
Yeah.
What kind of changes do you want to make in Dallas right now?
Well, I think talking to tens of thousands of people over the last year, their number one issue right now is going to be the economy and making sure that we're opening up businesses, that they can go and be employed and they can have a lot more control over their own success. I think getting kids back in school right now is a chief concern. Before all of this happened, one of the number one issues that I heard was healthcare. The three things that people were looking for was access, quality, and cost. And we have seen this Congress has really failed us in that, not providing, a plan to move forward where those three things are possible. I think you're going to need a voice in Congress that understands that. I personally have had my fair share of fights with insurance companies, and I understand the importance of covering pre-existing conditions and of making sure that you get some of those, the care that you need. And, when my daughter was first born, one of her first and major surgeries was denied by the insurance company. And
so you became a fighter.
I did. And nobody should have to do that with an infant child. So, I understand that kind of a fight and just that gut-wrenching emotion that goes into that. And I think you need to have a champion in Congress that recognizes that as well.
I love that. And I love how you're so supportive of law enforcement. I can't imagine having a loved one put on their badge and walk out the door every day and wonder what's going to happen to them. And they need our support now more than ever.
It's so true. We're doing a series on our social media site where we're interviewing police officers and getting their voice, which is, there's a vacuum for that right now. You don't really hear about that, but you hear how hard it is on their families and how they're being targeted. And some of them who have been in law enforcement for decades, just that stress that it causes, why am I still doing this? But they said that the heroes really are those brand new police officers who in this environment where they're being targeted are really having a hard time, realizing this is what the world of our profession is like right now, where you are being targeted, you are being gunned down simply for wearing a badge.
And that's a hate crime.
Yeah.
Shouldn't that be a hate crime?
I think so.
I mean, it's so unfortunate that they've got enough to do just to worry about how to keep us safe.
Yeah.
And let alone how to keep themselves safe. How did you want to get involved in supporting law enforcement more?
As a city council member for 6 years and as mayor of the city of Irving, and Irving's one of the top 100 largest cities in the country. We've got 7 Fortune 500 companies, but it also has the most diverse zip code in the country. And I worked, side by side with our police officers and advocated on their behalf. I was a champion of our police department. And it's not, just all about law enforcement, but it's also getting them out and about and doing community policing. And so, we had some phenomenal programs. We did a police athletic league where our officers worked with at-risk youth. We had a rape aggression defense course where we were working with teen girls and their moms on how to have a backbone and how to have a voice and be strong. And those were things that, yes, the self-defense portion of that was awesome, but it was also getting their first interaction with police, not having to do with law enforcement, but having to do with a trusting, building relationship. We created a program called Cop Talk, where our officers went into Black-owned businesses and they met with their clientele and their business owners. And then every quarter they would have a luncheon. And these are ways of building that strong relationship and that sense of community amongst your law enforcement and your community members. That's so important. But not all answers to law enforcement goes through the police.
Yeah.
We had a really high crime area in our city, and it was right across the street from a middle school. There was prostitution, there was gang violence, there were drugs. And it was one of those areas where people would say, why doesn't somebody do something about that?
Yeah.
And so we worked with the state, we worked with our federal government, with HUD, on taking an area, knocking down some of these homes, and building affordable housing. And we turned a neighborhood that was a real eyesore and that was a huge crime area. The crime dropped by nearly 80% when we did that.
Wow, that's awesome.
And we made it into one of hope and opportunity. And those are simple solutions, but they just take a lot of time and hard work to think about.
And it takes a woman. If you want to get a job done, get a busy mom to do it.
Get a busy mom.
Well, Beth, thank you so much for being here. I hope you stick around. We've got some games coming up and some wine time. Would you stick around?
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. We've got 46 days left until the election, and
you've got a lot. You've got a busy schedule. Well, good luck, and God bless. Stay healthy and safe.
Thank you so much.
And don't go away. We'll be right back. What makes Patriot Mobile so different is their drive to support conservative and Christian values.
They support organizations fighting for religious freedom, First and Second Amendment rights, sanctity of life, and the needs of our great veterans and first responders.
It's America's only Christian conservative wireless service provider.
There's a great promotion going on right now. Call now to get their Stand Up for Freedom promotion.
And it's a limited time, just now through November 7th. And all you have to do is call for more details. You can find out all about it. And you know what, Ted? It's easy to switch, even for you.
I'll believe that when I see it.
You can do it.
I trust Patriot Mobile.
You can get the same reliable nationwide service. And you can keep your phone. You can bring your own phone.
Or buy a new one.
Or you can get a new one. And you can also get a free Premier activation and free gift.
Call now, 972-PATRIOT, or patriotmobile.com/Shemane.
And the promo code is
STAND.
Support a company that shares your morals and values. Faith, family.
Country, freedom, law and order, Patriot Mobile.
My true passion here at Senior Care Michigan is helping clients organize their financial plans so they can make it through retirement years, making life a lot easier on them.
We do make sure that your assets are going to be protected at Senior Care Michigan.
It was my calling to help a lot of families, retirees, straighten out difficult problems.
Let us help you achieve the retirement that you deserve. Call us today to get started at 810-658-6722 or visit us online at scmichigan.com.
This is my favorite part of the show because no matter what's going on in the world, you have to remember to smile and to lighten up. These guys are cracking up already. With me today are Sarah Crilly, Christy Proctor-Hurst, Diana Davis, and Yaku Boyance. And I didn't want to mess it up.
Can't you see my name?
That's a good name. That is a really... So, okay, Sarah, what are we doing here? What's going on?
Well, of course, the goal is to humiliate us and laugh and have fun.
That's the goal. I didn't invite these people out to humiliate.
What's going on over here?
Oh, we're going to have so much fun, you guys. So, contestants, are you ready? You have cards on your head.
Right.
You are going to guess what everybody acts out because that's going to be on the card. Are you up for the
We've
challenge?
chosen to accept this mission.
Okay.
Yes. It'll terminate.
right.
The message will terminate in 5 seconds.
All right, Christy is first. So we have to act out what is written on her head.
And she has to guess.
Okay, so who wants a shot at this?
Well, I'm guessing. Okay.
I'll go.
Go for it.
Okay, ready?
Oh!
Model? Close. You're getting there. Well, I mean, not really, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that wasn't so good. Okay.
What? All right, we need to give you some. Ask a question.
Am I a person?
No.
No.
You're an accessory.
Oh, I'm an accessory.
Well, I thought this was something else.
So am I a boa?
No.
Oh my
Yes.
So
I was going to go boa constrictor.
Yes.
Like an animal.
I thought that.
This
too.
the feathers.
Oh my
no,
God.
It wasn't that. It was both. When you did this and
No,
then
see,
she did the
I was
feathers.
going to give you snake, boa
I thought
constrictor.
thought about that.
That's what I was thinking.
I like
Snake.
where you went, though. Because I don't like the snake.
Because I didn't. I'm like, how are we going to act out a snake? Do you want me
and
to
I don't really
slither?
want to do yeah.
Well, I almost asked initially, what is this? Because I thought it was a snake
Yeah,
at
yeah.
first. And then
It's
I
hard
thought,
not to take this personally.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, you ready, Diana?
Oh, yes. Okay.
All right, who's got this?
Can I?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go,
for sure.
Christy, go.
Jackhammer?
Yeah. I like it. I like it.
That was really
That's
good.
commitment. That's going all in. That's going all in. All
No,
right.
I'm not aware if he's aware of this, but you've been in the United States for 17 years.
Yeah.
So you should.
Yeah,
This is a
this
tough
might be
one.
a tough one.
So can I try it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this like going to be the third president of the United States or something?
No.
It's not.
No. Okay.
All
let's
right,
see.
let's go.
Well,
Ready?
it could be one.
Yeah. This is blue. That's blue steel. That's. Oh, baby!
Why?
Can you miss my pack?
Did I just? It's under her feet.
These cards are not hard enough.
Oh my
Amazing.
Oh my gosh! Sorry,
Oh my gosh.
producer. Sorry, we've lost control.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
I'm back. I'm back.
Okay, that
I'm
was
back.
awesome. High five. Good
Nice.
job. I didn't know.
Conviction.
I want to see
That
him
was a
act that one.
that was a
Was that a
good
good
blue
blue
steel.
steel?
That's good blue steel.
I mean, there's only one way to do it.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, the smolder, the lips just a little apart. I look.
Wow.
That's blue steel.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to see you guess. I want to see you act out one.
Okay.
I just acted out.
Yeah.
I lost my- Oh my
You really did.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
Is it
so
my
I have to
turn?
do Sarah Crilly's.
Let's do Sarah Curley.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, who's doing this one? You did.
Can I-
Yeah.
You can do it.
Oh, Rodeo.
That's good. Do they have
Rodeo in South Africa?
Oh my gosh.
I forgot. I had to get that one hand up, though. I was holding on. No, buddy. It's a bicycle.
Do they do that in South Africa?
No. The animals we have can eat you. We don't.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yours is easy. I think we should all do it at the same time for hers.
Okay.
In 3, 2.
Yes, that is right.
Peace and love. Hippie.
I was like, and where else do you go with that?
Peace and love.
Man, I'm giving.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had half as much fun as we had, because we had a lot of fun. And thank you to our sponsors, Patriot Mobile and Ruff Greens, and also Senior Care of Michigan. This show, all this fun that we've had, wouldn't be possible without them. So go check out their websites and please sponsor our sponsors. All right, guys, we'll see you next Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Have a great day. Bye.
Hippie out.
Hippie out. Our dogs are like family to us. Honestly, the highlight of my day is being able to spend time with them. No matter what kind of mood I'm in, bad hair, they don't care. And they always make me smile. Except, of course, when they don't feel good. Ruff Greens is 100% natural, highly concentrated nutrition from fruits and vegetables with essential vitamins and minerals, probiotics, no GMOs, added corn, or artificial ingredients. And you know what? My dogs love it. I became a customer before they sponsored this show. If you want your dogs to have better joint health, better digestion, and more energy, add Ruff Greens to their food and keep your furry friends a part of your family for a long, long time. Use promo code Shemane for 10% off any purchase.